right, hello everybody, it is Mr. Sunshine, Segway T3 Motion Patroller Refurbisher coming to you live right down here in a sunny South Florida day. And boy, have the cards, the emails, text messages, and phone calls from around the country have been unbelievable in the few videos that I did concerning these T3 Motion Patrollers. And I figured I'd come back on here and give a little tutorial and a little update and a synopsis, as you will, on these vehicles. These T3 Motion Patrollers were built years ago, about $12,000 from what I understand, give or take, depending on what you were putting in there. And now, 10 years, 12 years later, the batteries have died. The lithium batteries that were inside there have expired. The factory wants about $4,000 to $6,000 to replace them. And you've been finding these on eBay, you're finding them in government auctions, you're finding them popping up all over the country for sale for a few $100s because people don't want to pay for the replacement of the batteries. And I get calls about the keys as locksmith Eddy. I know making keys for these inside out. Battery replacements, I've done all of those. As a matter of fact, I have 3 of them. And we're going to do a little video today about a little bit of everything. And then we'll do separate videos. My friend up here in South Carolina, I have one in Alabama, one in California, one up in Jacksonville, to say the very least, on people that have called. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this camera around here. We're going to discuss a little bit about this. What this is a T3 Motion Patroller. I actually have 3 of them. And I did them in designer series. This one would be the Gianni Versace. I did it in purple and added my own design on it. You can see as it looks with the 2 batteries. I put the big batteries in there. I had to extend the battery packs out there, which we'll be talking about those. We also have the keys. And then I also did a Louis Vuitton. We have the Louis over here in that design. The keys, as a matter of fact, we'll just look right here. On these keys, this is an X260, which is a double-sided Kawasaki key. All right. So if you need a key made, you go to a locksmith. There's no numbers on it anywhere, but you can take the key that fits this. There is a number down on here, but this key actually fits in there, and it should operate as it does. So you can see there it is right there. I actually put LV in there. Here's their master disconnect switch. If you look inside, you have 2 ports over there, cigarette lighter, as well as the 2-port. There it is right there, cigarette lighter. You can add something into there if you want. All right, so there's your switch. This is the Motion 1551 over here with the VIN number. These have the battery packs in here, which I'm going to show you on those. All right, so if you need keys, you can take this out, take it to a local locksmith, or send it down to me. I'll make you a set of keys. I leave it locked in the open position so I can reach in there and flip the master power switch on. Then it also has, on the other side, a programming switch. There's the programming switch over here. That you turn that on, which we're going to go in detail over there. The Gucci over here, I did one in Gucci, same thing, same type of key blank with all of that going on. We did the ones in there. We have a lithium batteries, 50 amp, 60 amp, and then we did the 80 amp over here. These were the trackers that were longer than the boxes, which we will be discussing here in just a moment. Here's your key. Lift it up, flip the switch on right there. That's your master power switch. Then we go ahead and turn the key on. Initial test, drive safely. The battery packs are full. Now, to be able to go through this, all right, when you change those out, it may continue to say dead battery. When it says, now this one only has 202 original miles on it. So my Versace one here has a little over 200 miles. The other one over there had, I think, 13,000 miles. The other one had a couple hundred as well. So if you come up on here, we had some people call, said it said throttle issue. That would be right in here. You'd have to take this apart, clean the gear out in there, and then you'll be able to get this back together. And then when you turn the key off, turn it back on, it should be up, ready to go. It's actually, if I turn this throttle, it's ready to move now. Okay, if you turn this off and turn the programming key. Now there's a programming key. This programming key says 300R. All right, and on the side of the face, it says 300R. If you happen to have one of these and you don't have a key, you could call me at 561-693-8636. I will duplicate you a key, and we'll ship it out to you, and you'll at least have that. So when you turn the programming key on, you pull it up like that, turn the key on, 3, 2, 1, initial test, and then we come into the programming instructions. Press the horn button right here to slide through. Press the horn long to select the menu. Turn the programming switch off to exit. Press the horn to continue. So if you hit the horn button, there you go. Max speed, I got it at max. Power module. If you put brand new batteries in and it still says dead battery, you're going to have to come in here and click on the white, and you should be up and running. Warning pattern, number 1, you have different ones. Unit, we have it in mile per hour or kilometers. So by going into your setup, you're going to need that programming key in order to operate this. And there you go. With that off, we're up and ready to go. We'll turn that back off. Again, this particular one has a code stamped on the side. It said PW293. So that key, it's actually, if you needed a set of keys, your locksmith could pop it out. It is a 256 Ilko key, 256. All right, so you'd be good to go there. All right, your braking system, it's got this with the emergency brake put on it. You can pull this in, hit that down, it locks it down to keep it from moving. All right, over here you have your power switches. As a matter of fact, if I turn this back on, let the power wake up, get it going up and running. You got your lights going on. Just like that. You got your lights come on without the siren. You have your turn signals coming on. There's your turn signals operating. And then you have your headlight come on. There's your headlight with the headlight switch, and we'll be good to go there. And then all right, so now we got all of the buttons operated on. You got your master power switch down here. Let's go over here, flip the switch off, because you don't want to let these batteries drain out. Now, I made extensions because I had to make a longer box. So we're going to talk about the box now. These are the 2 boxes. You could get them in the white box or the black box. What they are, they have different types. The factory put different type of batteries in there. I have a previous video. You'll be able to see it. It takes 3 screws on the side, 3 on this side, 2 in the back. All right, so 8 screws, removes it. Then you got to be careful when you pull this out, because those bags, once they went dead, they start to expand, and you're going to see the pressure being built up in here. So when you go to take this off, make sure your face isn't on this. All right, make sure you're away from it. And when you lift it off, and then once you see it, they're all going to be blowed out. You're going to gently remove it. There's a lot of styrofoam down there, which holds the battery packs in place. Now, you're going to keep that for when you go to put your new battery in there. You're going to reuse that to pack around your new battery. On your switch, this is your plug here that you plug in. You're going to cut out all those extra wires. All right, the only 2 you're going to need is the negative and the positive. It's 1 on each side. There's your positive. That's your negative. And then you're going to hook those up to your new battery. When you put the lid on it, you're going to leave this on. This is the connector that slides into the back of the, once you slide it back in, it connects in. You're going to put your negative to your negative, your positive to your positive. All right, and boom, you're going to have yourself ready to go. All those other wires were, in fact, for when you hit the status switch, it was charging the different cells, and it would let you know how the cells fell. But you don't want to go through all of those 3.6 volt or 3.4 volt, whatever it was, stacked together. You just want to get yourself a lithium battery. Now, I had some people call me wanting to talk about
putting AGL, the glass batteries in there, or lead acid. That's too heavy. It's too heavy. You're going to be putting 2 battery packs in there where with lead acid, it's not going to work because those are going to go from 12 volt, 10 volt, 9 volt, and then your battery's going to die. Whereas the lithium is going to continue giving you the full voltage until it dies. And on your screen, as the batteries wear down, it'll show you on both sides, left and right. And my lithium, they're still running strong. They went down very slightly after how many months of usage. All right, and again, they have the white face and the black face. It makes no difference. In the factory, when they did it, they put a bigger, heavier duty battery with more amps in it. All right, and what's what you're looking for? You're looking for amps. And you can buy the lithium batteries, 50 amp, 60 amp, and up to the 80 amp. You can actually go to 100 amp. All right, but again, what I did, I found the tracker batteries at Bass Outlet, which they use for the trolling motors that seem to last a long, long time. When you're out in the water on a trolling motor, you want to be able to run all weekend without getting stuck out in the middle of the water. And those tracker lithium batteries they sell at Bass Outlet seem to work very well. But you can use anything. You can use Amper Time. You can use Queen batteries. And try to find one that fits in the box. The one that I did 3 different ones, different amperage. And the biggest ones I had to cut 3 inches, cut this box in half, extend it 3 inches, so I was able to put the big 80 amps. So I had actually 160 amps in there. And then again, don't worry about the color of the box. It makes no difference. What you can do is once you get into there, once you plug these in, and it keeps saying dead battery, you go into the programming mode, click over from black to white, and boom, it should be up and running. Now, to try to find parts for this from the factory, you can forget it. You're not going to get any help from them. You're going to be looking online. If you need a belt, you can get a belt. You can get a tire. I actually just bought a tire that I was going to use as a spare. It's actually sitting over here. They're relatively easy to change. There's the tire there. I actually got it with an inner tube, but I don't need an inner tube, but I got it anyway. And it's very easy to take apart. You pull the cover off, and then once you pull the axle, you got to be very careful. There's a magnet in there. The magnet needs to be in the exact position when you go to put it back together, because that's what tells the computer on the circuit board, all right, how fast you're going. And if that is not in position, it's not going to move because it's not going to be able to read to let you know. So when you go to replace the front tire, you're going to make sure that you put that exactly back. There's washers there. Put the same washers in. Take plenty of pictures before you tear it apart, and then put it all back together exactly. The brakes, hydraulic, dot 3. Make sure you bleed the brakes are on both sides so that you have stopping. And boom, you're ready to go. So there you have it, a little recap of what we did with these. Again, the Versace, the Louis Vuitton, and the Gucci, they all run fantastic. I bought aftermarket mirrors from eBay, got those up and running on there, and you'll be good to go. Pick up that phone, 593-8636, Mr. Sunshine, Segway T3 Motion Patrollers, here in sunny South Florida. Have any questions? You need keys or any kind of instruction or any kind of help with it, don't hesitate to call. Now, when you buy them, again, you're buying them as is. You don't know if the board has been blown out. If it is, you can forget it. It's not going to be able to be used as it is. If anything, you're going to have to change the whole thing and maybe put a gasoline motor in it and run a chain down with a thing, and then you could really fly. And as a matter of fact, if I ever happen to get another one, that's probably what I'll do. I'll take the battery pack out, stick myself a 3.5 or 5 horsepower engine with a centrifugal clutch on it, run the gas up, the throttle up to the top, and really have one that's going to fly. No question about that. But for all intents and purposes, what we have right now. So be careful when you buy them. Don't spend too much money buying them. If you can get them for a couple $100 a piece, remember you're going to be paying for 2 lithium battery, probably $250, $300 a piece. So you're going to have at least $600 plus the labor to put them in. But if you need some help putting them in, I can help you with that too. Pick up that phone, 561-693-8636. Mr. Sunshine Live here in sunny South Florida. Thank you for watching.